Hello, and welcome back to my channel, guys. So I'm not going to make this intro super duper long because I know why you're here. You know why you're here. You want to see some Fenty Beauty. So let's get straight into the video. Alright guys, so my face is already prepped and ready to go. I just did my skincare and my my serum and my moisturizer. Now this line did include a primer. I'm just going to start off by saying I will not be using a primer, especially when I do first impressions. I don't like to use primers when I'm using face products because I want to see how it's going to hold up without a primer. And to be honest with you, I don't use primer on my skin. It is very, very rare that I will use primer because for me, on my skin, primer is just a glorified moisturizer. It doesn't do anything for me. Not everyone is going to get a benefit out of primer, so I don't necessarily use it, but the line did contain a primer. The first thing that I picked up was this, which is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. This retails for 34 bucks and you get a little over a fluid ounce, which is the standard for liquid foundation. A fluid ounce is usually the standard. So you get a little bit over that. So we're going to open it up. I used the shade 300, or I purchased the shade 300. Now, I am a bit of a stickler when it comes to cosmetic lines, especially cosmetic lines that are launched by celebrities, because girl, your face looks beat, it looks flawless, it looks on fleek, whatever you want to call it, all the time. So your cosmetic line, I will hold to a higher standard because you should know, or you should be more aware of what goes into a perfected cosmetic line. So I say all of that to say that before we even get into it, you need to be matched for this. What you think you're going to be, you're not going to be, just based off of the swatches. I walked into Sephora, honey, and I was curving all of those Sephora girls like, don't talk to me, don't need your help, boo, I'm good. Came in here for the shade 330. Swatched 330 and I would have looked like a baked Idaho potato because it was just so dark and yellowy brown. It was too dark for me. Then I tried to match myself to 310, which was better but still too dark. So I finally did let one of the Sephora girls match me and we ended up going with 300, which is surprising because it's more of a neutral shade. I'm going to take a beauty blender to blend this out because usually beauty blenders solve all the issues. So I'm going to use a beauty blender and we'll see how it goes. If I don't like the beauty blender, then obviously I'll switch over to a brush. I'm gonna start putting it on. Now, like I said, I just swatched it on the side of my face. I did not put it all over, so I'm not really sure how it's gonna look all over. But so far, it seems to be, yeah, my viewfinder, it seems to be a really good match. But let's see how it dries down. I do like the way that it goes on with the beauty blender. I'm still seeing a little bit of my skin show through, but I'm going to tell you this. I have been gravitating away from the whole full coverage beat look. And I still like my skin to look like skin. There's nothing wrong with the full coverage beat. I still do it every once in a while, but I prefer foundations with this type of coverage that a little of your skin still shows through. So half a pump only did like a quarter of my face. I'm going to go in with a full pump. So now we're at a pump and a half with a beauty blender. I'm pretty sure if you were to use a brush with this, you probably wouldn't have to use as much. I'm just assuming. Now here I have my mole. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it covers it, but still shows it. I like that. And it smells good. It's drying down to be really nice and velvety, which I was afraid of because I didn't want it to be drying because I have eczema on my face and I do not need to be looking like a potato chip. I do feel like it could have been a tad more yellow, obviously. It's just a touch pink, like a touch too pink, but it's not an extremely noticeable difference from my face. Yeah, it's looking a little light. on the viewfinder, just a little bit, just a little tiny bit. But we'll see how that plays out throughout the rest of this first impression. But that is the foundation. So this is medium coverage. It is not full whatsoever. It definitely is light, and it's already started to set to a soft, like powdery finish, which is okay. If you're someone who has really dry skin, I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but one thing that I did notice in conversation with another makeup artist girlfriend of mine is that this will kind of take on the form of whatever prep you put underneath. So if you are dry, I definitely recommend using a more hydrating moisturizer, something a little thick. I use the Tatcha water cream, and I love the fact that it doesn't look it's not settling into fine lines, and my skin doesn't look textured. So the Tatcha really helped to not make it too dry, because like I said, have eczema, not about that life. So the next thing that we're going to use, we're going to highlight and contour a little bit, and I got the Matchstick Trio set. I ended up purchasing the shade range medium 200, even though my skin tone is in the 300 shade range. I wanted to try the 200 because the 300 trio was a little too dark for me. Like the highlight that came in there and the concealer that came in there were too dark. The contour was fine, but those would have done nothing for my skin tone. These retail for $54, and you are getting 3 items: a concealing highlighter, a contour stick, and then a shimmer highlighter cream. Now, what's cool about this that I like that Rihanna did is that these are still full size. The individual ones, they retail for $25. So you're basically getting the third one for $4. And what's also cool is that these magnetize. So I'm going to start out with the concealing shade, which is like a neutral toned cream. And I'm hoping that it doesn't pull on my skin, especially around my eye, because like I said, it is dry there. I use my beauty blender to blend out. They blend out pretty sheer. I thought that they would be, I thought that it would be a little bit more pigmented, but they do blend out pretty sheer, which can be a good or a bad thing. So I blended one side out. I'm going to add just a little bit more because like I said, it is on the sheer side, and I just need a little bit more coverage, especially on this side of my eye, because I have dark circles on this side but not this side. This gives like light to medium coverage. You can tell because my birthmark still shows through. If something doesn't cover my birthmark, then it is not full coverage. I like my birthmark to show, but for the purpose of getting full coverage and seeing how much coverage you can get with this, I'm going to go ahead and put another layer. So this is a third layer. So this is the highlighting concealer that comes in the medium 200 Matchstick Trio. Again, this is the shade Bamboo. This is what it looks like. I think it gives me a beautiful soft highlight. However, given the fact that I feel like my foundation could be a touch more yellow, I'm going to go ahead and add a yellow setting powder to my face. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Mocha, which is the contouring shade. This is what Mocha looks like. It's fairly light, so that's my only concern, is that the contour shade might be too light for me. Not really. And I like more of a bronzy glow instead of a sharp contour. So I am going to see how this works, and then if I need to, I will throw some bronzer on that bad boy. Now to blend the contour out, I am going to use a brush. I prefer brush for my cream contour, and I'm just going to use a dense synthetic fiber brush. I think that I like it. I don't know about y'all, but I like it. I like more of a bronzy glow. I'm not a huge fan of super dark contour on me. It's soft, it's subtle, and I can throw a bronzer over top to if I want some more warmth. I like this. I'm okay with it. Like, this is my speed. So I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Micro Precision brush, a Micro Precision contour brush, and I'm gonna blend out my contour. My nose is about to be snatched. Look at that little nose. Look at that little kitty cat nose. That nose is snatched, girl. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. I'm gonna go in with the highlighting concealer and just sharpen up my contour. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Once I set this with powder, that is beautiful. I'm going to go and reinforce this bronzer and contour with MAC's Give Me Sun, and then I'm going to set the rest of my face with that same MYOB yellow setting powder, and then I will be back to move on to the rest of the look. So far, I think that I may go back and get the shade 310 because this, it matches, but it doesn't match, if that makes any sense. I don't want to go too dark because winter is coming and I will lose a little bit of my color, and I feel like this would be a great color for me in the winter time. But right now I still have a little bit of my summer color. I may just go back and get 310 for GP because I can mix the two together. But we're going to move on to some highlight, y'all. We're going to move on to some highlight. I almost forgot about this because I do not use cream highlights at all. So this is the shade Trippin', which is a beautiful pinky rose gold shade. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna take this, and I did set with powder. I wonder how this cream is gonna go. I'm gonna run this on the skin, and hopefully it doesn't lift up what I've already done. Ooh. Ew, that is pretty. So I'm just gonna lay this down, and it did not lift. It didn't lift what I've already done. That is really pretty. I'm gonna go in with a synthetic. I think when you're working with creams, synthetic brushes work better. Oh my god, this might change my mind on cream highlight. That is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. And this is the shade that I like. That pretty rose gold. And it blends really nice too. It's easy to blend out. I've never tried a cream over powder that blends like this. This is beautiful. The color is beautiful. The texture is beautiful. I'm obsessed. I'm only going to put the cream here. I'm not going to do it on my nose. Ooh, but I'm obsessed. Oh my gosh. I am going to, you know what? Let me put a little on my chin. Y'all, this has changed my life. I wonder how this will look as eyeshadow. I'm not going to put it on my eyes today, but I will try it as eyeshadow at some point in life. But this is the packaging on the powder highlight. And I purchased the duo in Mean Money and Hustla Baby. I looked at a lot of snaps and a lot of Insta stories, and it seems like everyone in my shade range picked this color, or they picked one lighter. But this one I loved because it has that golden champagne. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like that beautiful golden champagne. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what is this, Me Money, which is like a creamy peach, but when you swipe through it, there is a rose gold iridescence in there. So I'm going to take that, and that's what I'm going to put along, like, above my brow, because I don't like a chunky highlight above my brow. I would prefer something softer. And let me use this mirror. Oh yeah, mama likes. And it doesn't show mad texture. And I'm also going to take that over the cream just to see how this does over cream. And yes, approved. Look at how soft that is. Very soft, very subtle. I'm also going to use that as my nose highlight, just as a base. I think I'm going to pop the shimmery shade over top, but this is a highlight that I would use on a daily basis if I want my highlight to look like skin. I'm just going to flip the brush over and go into Hustla Baby, which is the traditional shimmery highlight. Rihanna, girl, you about to take all my coins. Rihanna. Oh my God. And it blends so well over. Bit on the tip. And pop that on my new cat nose. My new little cat nose that I did with that contour. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm also going to take a little on my cupid as well. And I surprisingly really loved Me Money. I'm going to go ahead and take Me Money as an eyeshadow. And get the hell out of here. Look at how beautiful. Oh my God. Look at that sheen. Can y'all see that? What I'm going to do now is just fill my brows in really quick and throw some lashes on and maybe a lip, and I'll be back to tell you how I feel about the products that I've tried so far. Alright guys, so this is the final look. I threw on some lashes. I did not do anything to my eyes besides the highlighter that I threw on my lids because this is realistic for me. This is what I do on an everyday basis. And I did want to mimic the lip gloss that she had because I just couldn't see myself buying that lip gloss. Even though it was pretty, it didn't swatch to be much of anything on the lip. So I mimicked it with some products that I already had, and I think it looks pretty darn close. So I will leave the list of the products that I use on my lip to get this look. I did a liner and 2 glosses, and I'll leave that down below. But overall, this is the finished look, and I am very happy. Now, even though I did get matched and I got the shade 300, I do think now I could stand to go a little darker. I can do 310. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go back and get 310. But in person, this does not look bad. In person, this looks like it matches my neck and my chest. I'm not sure if it's the ring lights that are casting back like a little bit of a white cast. I don't know if you guys see that. If you do, let me know in the comments below. If you don't, maybe it's just me. In person, it looks flawless. I really did like the trios, the little sticks. I really do like these. I can see myself going back and getting more of the contour and surprisingly the shimmer stick. I did not think that I was going to like this because I'm not a cream highlight type of person. I did not think I was going to like these, but I am obsessed. Absolutely obsessed with the shimmer highlight. That is what surprised me the most. My least favorite out of the two had to be the highlighting stick. It's just okay, which is, you know, the bamboo. It's just okay. It's not anything special. I think that if you're someone who does not need a lot of coverage when it comes to concealer, then you would like this. I have so many other concealers that I like better than this, but I definitely definitely would get the shimmer stick again and the contour stick. But I mean, for an extra $4 to get a full size of another product that is really $25 for free, well, for $4, you can't beat it. Let's get into this powder highlight. You guys, I am obsessed with this. And you know what's crazy is that I own so many highlighters that are this shade. I have so many highlighters that are this shade, but the thing about this is the texture. It does not pull texture. This reminds me a lot of my Alexa Persico, what is it called? Serendipity. The Alexa Persico Serendipity HD pigment. I use that as a highlighter, and this is what it looks like. You don't see any pores, you just see glow. And that's what I want. That's all that I'm asking for. Okay? That is all that I'm asking for. And I'm very, very impressed with this. The star of the show though, for me in the Killawatt highlighter, I'm trying to open it again. The star of the show would have to be this one, not the actual intense highlighter itself, but the more illuminating one, which was Mean Money. I love this for highlighting above the brow, highlighting in between here, because normally if you put a shimmer highlight here, it's going to give you a little bit too much texture. You want that wet, glowy skin look, and it gave me that. Rihanna, like overall, she did a damn good job with this collection. She hit this out of the park. She hit this out of the park. And the only reason why I'm not giving her as much slack for the undertones as I feel like I should be giving her is because for a first time brand to launch, she has come out with a wide shade range, whereas other companies take years to come out with deeper colors, and she came out with it like that. Granted, I think she may need to go to the lab and kind of tweak the undertones a little bit. If you're saying it has a yellow undertone, baby girl, you need to make it dry down to a yellow undertone. If you're saying it has a red undertone, it needs to dry down to a red undertone. I don't like the fact that some of the yellow undertones still have quite a bit of red or pink in them, but I'm not going to give her too much. I'm not going to give her too much static on that because she at least included a large range of colors, and I'm very pleased. Again, price point, packaging, everything is a go for me. But other than that, tell me what you guys think. What did you get from this collection? What are you loving so far? Because if you guys are loving some things I do not have, I will go back and get them. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe if you have not already, and share this video with your friends. I know somebody wants some Fenty Beauty. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.